everyone, welcome back. I hope you guys are all doing well. Today I'm going to show you how to make sorullos. These are yellow cornmeal fritters that we stuff with cheese. You don't have to put cheese in them, but they taste a lot better that way. And the cheese I like to use for it is Velveeta cheese, but you can use any kind of cheddar. I've also seen people use guava inside of them, so I'm going to try that today. I don't have white cheese, but if not, I would have put both in there. Then you're going to need yellow cornmeal, and then you're also going to need a can of cream style corn. And then what I did was I put it in the blender to puree it because it does have bits of corn in there and you want this to be smooth. Then you'll just need water, butter, sugar, and salt. So now we're going to make the dough, and you make it by actually cooking it. So I have a pretty deep pot here over low heat, and we're just going to add everything. You're going to add the cream corn first. Then the sugar, the little bit of salt, and a little bit of water. And you want to mix this up first before adding the cornmeal. So now that that's all mixed in, you're going to add the cornmeal, and you want to do it little by little so that you avoid clumping. I don't like to use a whisk for this. You could use a whisk and then move on to like a heavy spoon because this gets really thick and the whisk won't be able to mix it. So just start little by little and kind of mix it in there, and just do that until all the cornmeal is in. I have almost all of it in there, and you see it just starts to get thick. Just keep whisking it if you're using a whisk, or mixing it around until you can't see any more cornmeal, and then go ahead and add the next batch. So all the cornmeal is in there. Now I'm going to go ahead and add the little bit of butter. Now what you do with this is you just stir it, and this is going to get thicker and thicker. It's going to get almost dry. It's just going to dry out a little bit so that it becomes like a dough that you can actually handle. And do this over low heat because it does happen pretty fast. You don't want it to get away from you, and you want to constantly kind of scrape the pot so that it avoids it from sticking. But just keep stirring it. Okay, so this is ready now. That took about 4 minutes, and if you can see here, it looks drier, it looks thicker. You see how when you move it, it kind of all just goes together? That's when you know that this is ready. So about 4 minutes, 4 to 5 minutes of stirring, and you'll feel it. It's pretty heavy. So then what I like to do is I like to move it to a large plate so that it cools a lot faster, because we have to let this cool in order to be able to handle it. So in order for that to happen faster, I like to put it on a plate. The dough is cool enough for me to handle, and I just want you to take a look at it so that you can see what the texture looks like, so you can know what to look for when you're making it. So I have a little bit of water here because this can get a little sticky. If you add a little bit of water to your hands, it helps. I already made one, so I'm just going to wet my hands. So what you want to do is you can make these as big or as little as you like. Take like a golf size amount, and then you want to go ahead and roll it into a little ball, and then you just flatten it. And you see how the water helps? You just keep adding water. Want to flatten it out. Then you want to add the piece of cheese right in the middle, and then you kind of just enclose the cheese. Just bring the dough together like that, and then I just roll it and bring the ends in so that it doesn't get too long. And then try to hide the seam, like I said, so that the cheese doesn't come out, and sometimes it does anyways, but that's pretty much what you want it to look like. One of my cousins and I were so obsessed with these that we would make a double batch of this just for her and I. And we got pretty good at making sorullos. Like, we knew when the dough was ready. We would take turns stirring it because the double batch was so heavy. But we were obsessed. So I'm going to show you one more time. Just roll it into a ball, flatten it out. I'm gonna put a piece of guava in there and then just bring the seams together and close it up. They're ready. I got 14 out of them. However much you get really depends on how big you make them. So I have mine ready here, and I have a skillet with oil on low heat, and then all you just do is just drop them in, and you're gonna fry them until they get brown. So now that I have them in, I put the heat up to like medium low, and you just want to babysit them, keep turning them. If the cheese comes out of some of them and starts splattering, don't worry, it's a part of it. You'll get better at making them. It happens to me all the time still. Even when I think like I did a pretty good job of closing the seam. Anyway, so you just flip them around, they'll get nice and brown. And you don't have to fry the whole batch. You can just make them like this, fry however many you want to eat, and store the rest in the fridge. And they're all done. They look so good. I'm so hungry. The cheese came out on some of them, as you can see, but that's okay. I hate when they do that. I feel like they betrayed me, but still, it's gonna taste so good. The cheese ones, I like to eat with mayo ketchup, you know, mayonnaise, ketchup situation. I like to add garlic to my mayo ketchup. Yum. I hadn't had these in so long. Anyways, guys, I hope you give these a try. The recipe will be on my website, eatingitupblog.com, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.